Today's video will be a bit longer than others, as I will be reviewing 2 books instead of 1. Both books are from the Goosebumps book series. I will be starting off with the first book in the Goosebumps series, Welcome to Dead House. Basically, the plot is, these 2 children move into a new house in a town called Dark Falls. Their house, as you can see from the cover, is very worn out and beaten up. The 2 children, Amanda and Josh, know that something's wrong with their house. But when the children start seeing ghostly figures around the house, they know something's not just wrong, something's dead. And it's watching them. These books are very short reads, so you can sit down and finish them in one sitting. You could even read them for a bit of a scare before you go to sleep. I would rate this particular book 4 stars. Now I will read aloud the first bit of Goosebumps Welcome to Dead House by R.L. Stine. Chapter 1. Josh and I hated our new house. Sure, it was big. It looked like a mansion compared to our old house. It was a tall red brick house with a sloping black roof and rows of windows framed by black shutters. It's so dark, I thought, studying it from the street. The whole house was covered in darkness, as if it were hiding in the shadows of the gnarled old trees that bent over it. It was the middle of July, but dead brown leaves blanketed the front yard. Our sneakers crunched over them as we trudged up the gravel driveway. Tall weeds poked up everywhere, through the dead leaves. Thick clumps of weeds had completely overgrown an old flower bed beside the front porch. This house is creepy, I thought unhappily. Josh must have been thinking the same thing. Looking up at the old house, we both groaned loudly. Mr. Dodge, the friendly young man near the local real estate office, stopped near the front walk and turned around. "Everything okay?" he asked, staring first at Josh, then at me with his crinkly blue eyes. "Josh and Amanda aren't happy about moving," Dad explained, tucking his shirt tail in. Dad is a little overweight, and his shirts always seem to be coming untucked. "It's hard for kids," my mother added, smiling at Mrs. Dawes, her hands shoved into her jean pockets as she continued up to the front door. "You know, leaving all of their friends behind, moving to such a strange new place." "Strange is right," Josh said, shaking his head. "This house is gross." Mr. Dawes chuckled. "It's an old house, that's for sure," he said, patting Josh on the shoulder. "It just needs some work, Josh," Dad said, smiling at Mr. Dawes. "No one has lived in it for a while, so it'll take some fixing up." "Look how big it is," Mom added, smoothing back her straight black hair and smiling at Josh. "We'll have room for a den and maybe a rec room, too." "You'd like that, wouldn't you, Amanda?" I shrugged. A cold breeze made me shiver. It was actually a beautiful hot summer day, but the closer we got to the house, the colder I felt. I guess it was because of the tall old trees. I was wearing white tennis shorts and a sleeveless blue t-shirt. It had been hot in the car, but now I was freezing. Maybe it'll be warmer in the house, I thought. "How old are they?" Mr. Dawes asked Mom, stepping onto the front porch. "Amanda is 12, Mom answered, and Josh turned 11 last month." "They look so much alike," Mr. Dawes told Mom. I couldn't decide if that was a compliment or not. I guess it's true. Josh and I are both tall and thin, and have curly brown hair like Dad's, and dark brown eyes. Everyone says we have serious faces. "I really want to go home," Josh said, his voice cracking. "I hate this place." My brother is the most impatient kid in the world, and when he makes up his mind about something, that's it. He's a little spoiled. At least, I think so. Whenever he makes a big fuss about something, he usually gets his way. We may look alike, but we're really not that similar. I'm a lot more patient than Josh is. A lot more sensible. Probably because I'm older and because I'm a girl. Josh had grabbed Dad's hand and was trying to pull him back to the car. "Let's go! Come on, Dad, let's go!" I knew this was one time Josh wouldn't get his way. We were moving to this house. No doubt about it. After all, the house was absolutely free. A great uncle of Dad's, a man we didn't even know, had died and left the house to Dad in his will. Now I will review Goosebumps, Stay Out of the Basement. The main characters are named Margaret and Casey Brewer. Their dad is a scientist who studies plants. But something's up with their dad. It seems like he's becoming a plant himself. This book was very thrilling. I enjoyed reading it from beginning to end. I liked this book even more than the first one. I would give this book 4.5 stars. Now I will read aloud the first bit of Goosebumps, Stay Out of the Basement. Chapter 1. Hey Dad, catch! Casey tossed the frisbee across the smooth green lawn. Casey's dad made a face, squinting into the sun. The frisbee hit the ground and skipped a few times before landing under the hedge at the back of the house. Not today, I'm busy, Dr. Brewer said, and abruptly turned and loped into the house. The screen door slammed behind him. Casey brushed his straight blonde hair back off his forehead. What's his problem? He called to Margaret, his sister, who had watched the whole scene from the side of the redwood garage. You know, Margaret said quietly. She wiped her hands on the legs of her jeans and held them both up, inviting a toss. I'll play frisbee with you for a little while, she said. Okay, Casey said, without enthusiasm. He walked slowly over to retrieve the frisbee from under the hedge. Margaret moved closer. She felt sorry for Casey. He and their dad were very close, always playing ball or frisbee or video games together, but Dr. Brewer didn't seem to have time for that anymore. Jumping up to catch the frisbee, Margaret realized she felt sorry for herself too. Dad hadn't been the same to her either. In fact, he spent so much time down in the basement, he barely said a word to her. He doesn't even call me Princess anymore, Margaret thought. It was a nickname she hated, but at least it was a nickname, a sign of closeness. Tossed the frisbee back. A bad toss. Casey chased after it, but it sailed away from him. Margaret looked up to the golden hills beyond their backyard. California, she thought. It's so weird out here. Here it is, the middle of the winter, and there isn't a cloud in the sky. And Casey and I are out in jeans and t-shirts as if it were the middle of summer. She made a diving catch for a wild toss, rolling over on the manicured lawn and raising the frisbee above her head triumphantly.